What's up, everyone? This is Pony Lover 1989, and I'm going to tell you more about myself. Despite that my favorite cartoon was My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, I have other things I like to do, or other favorite things. My favorite things are cats, animals. Well, a little bit of dogs, but apparently their fur's not that soft. But cats are soft. They're adorable. Their fur is soft. They're flexible. They have quick reflexes, retractable claws, and they can see very well in the dark. And their fur's like teddy bears and plushie dolls. And they were first discovered back in 75 BC, and also were initiated in ancient Egypt. And also, I like to watch videos of them doing funny stuff and what they do and whatnot. My favorite most of all is the baby kittens. They're much more adorable than the grown-up cat, and they're very much easy to raise, and you just need to get them to love you if you love them. And they can also have the ability to hunt rodents like rats and mice. And also, I like live action movies and sometimes live action TV shows, game shows like The Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, and I don't know any other game shows I like. I think, and I also like musicals, even though my parents aren't that interested. Actually, there are live-action movie musicals that are based on the actual musicals of the same name. And I like animation, which is Disney animation, some from Warner Brothers, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, and some that are from Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, and animation that originated from Japan, called anime. So, yeah. And my favorite cartoons are the Mickey Mouse cartoons from way back in the early 1930s, like from 1928 to the 50s. Usually they're cartoons that star Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, or Pluto, or even Chip and Dale, or the Silly Symphonies. My favorite besides Mickey is Donald, because he is funny to laugh at, because sometimes sometimes people don't understand him, and I always like him when he throws a temper tantrum. And my favorite cartoons also are Looney Tunes, which originated from Warner Brothers Animation, like from the early 1930s to the 60s. They're amazing and pretty much called it the golden age of animation. And one of my favorite characters most of all is Bugs Bunny. He's most recognizable of all and one of the most famous Warner Brothers mascots, and one of, not only is he an American culture icon during the golden age of animation, he's also very famous. He also appears in Six Flags amusement parks as a mascot costume character. And personality, he's characterized as being clever, capable of outsmarting villains and hunters, such as Elmer, Fudd, and Yosemite Sam and Taz. Marvin, Wiley, Gossamer, Witch Hazel, Rocky and Muggsy, the Crusher, Beaky Buzzard, Willoughby the Hound, Count Bloodhound, even Daffy, even others. And he was the only one to constantly... And he was only being beaten by Cecil Turtle from a race from 3 animated shorts. Also, he always wins conflicts and a pattern which reoccurs in films that are directed by Chuck Jones. Jones arranged for Bugs to be bullied, cheated, or threatened by the antagonist while minding his own business, justifying his subsequent antics as retaliation or self-defense. He also has been known to break the fourth wall by communicating with the audience, either by explaining the situation, describing somewhat to the audience, or cluing in on the story, and explaining that one of the antagonist's actions pushed him to the breaking point where he says, "Of course you realize this means war," which was borrowed by Groucho Marx in Duck Soup, and used in another film starring the Marx Brothers called A Night in the Opera, 1935. Admitting his own deviousness to the antagonist, Ain't I a Stinker was borrowed by Lou Costello, the style used and established by Tex Avery. He's known his nonchalant... He also dresses up like a girl to outwit the villains. And anyway, this is why I like my favorite character, who's a smart aleck and rascally rabbit. And the other character I like is Daffy Duck, which also one of my favorites. He's basically back in the earlier days of 1930s through 1940s, he was depicted as goofy and zany and screwbally until 1953, and today they turned him into over emotional and jealous, star-stealing and actually they evolved him into a jealous, star-stealing and greedy, sympathetic weirdo who's jealous of... Also, he's jealous of Bugs Bunny. And my favorite character... Also, one of my favorite characters also is Pepe Le Pew. I've heard back a couple months ago that Warner Brothers is trying to ban or remove him because of the controversy, like sexual harassment or whatever. But I don't care. I don't care. I think he's a hilarious love bow who he thinks the black cat is the skunk, especially Penelope, the name of the cat that got white stripe painted on her back by accident. And also, my favorite characters are Porky Pig. He's one of my favorite characters despite how he stutters a lot. And also, he also plays the role of Daffy Duck's sidekick in many of Daffy's cartoons as the comedy relief. And also the other of my favorite characters is Foghorn Leghorn. I don't know why, but he's depicted with a southern accent, a large rooster, and he often fancied himself as the mentor figure to other small and young characters such as Henry Hawk or other little characters like Egghead Jr. and sagaciously interjected phrases like, pay attention, son, look at me when I'm talking to you, son. They were both borrowed by Senator Claghorn's vernacular. And he's always he's always kind of a bit of a chatterbox. And also one of my favorite cartoon characters, most of all, is also Wiley, Coyote, and the Roadrunner. Well, when I was watching those shorts, I always laughed at his failure at trying to get the fast speed-running bird, and also all of his stuff that he ordered from Acme start backfiring at him. Whenever he tries to do something, it backfires on him. And also, in one of these Bugs Bunny cartoons, he also talks. I kind of like the Bugs Bunny cartoons where Wiley talks and depicted as a super genius. So yeah, my other favorite cartoons are Tom and Jerry, which is originated from Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer until it was moved to Warner Brothers. It was full of slapstick. It was hilarious, full of slapstick humor and despite the violence, it was still funny to watch. I always watched these kind of things because it aired on Cartoon Network and also on Boomerang. And there's these Hanna-Barbera cartoons. There's also these Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And there's also these Hanna-Barbera cartoons. There's those cartoons I enjoy. Some that include Huckleberry Hound, Yogi Bear, Quick Draw McGraw, The Flintstones, Top Cat, The Jetsons, McGill Gorilla, Johnny Quest, Peter Potamus, Adamant, Secret Squirrel, Scooby-Doo, Space Ghost, and the wacky races. I always love the wacky races. And then there's Cartoon Network TV shows. Cartoon Network. Some that I like are Dexter's Laboratory, Cow and Chicken, The Powerpuff Girls, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Sheep in the Big City, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Even the new hits like Chowder and Regular Show and The Amazing World of Gumball, Adventure Time, even Steven Universe, and even the Mighty Magiswords, and even Unikitty. Yeah, Unikitty from the Lego Movie even got her own show. 'Cause my favorite voice actor for Unikitty, besides the one from the movie, is Tara Strong, who provides the voice for Twilight Sparkle. So, yeah. The rest of the the Nicktoons cartoons. Some are my favorites, called Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, Real Monsters, Doug, The Angry Beavers, Hey Arnold, Cat Dog, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly Odd Parents, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, My Life as a Teenage Robot, and Back to the Barnyard. And I know I haven't seen the series called The Loud House, but I wish I wanted to. So, yeah. I'll tell you more about that stuff. I'll tell you more stuff when I'm done with my nap. Well, not really. I'll tell you more. I'll tell you more some other time. If you like what I've talked about, and you want to hear me more about stuff, just post down on the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Pody Lover 1989, signing off.